Yo, pick apocalypse.
All right, guys. Well, pick apocalypse. Say it 5 times fast.
Pick apocalypse.
We're on the
Apocalypse.
Jon Schnepp, Ben Jackendoff, and I get it right?
Yeah.
I got it right. All right. And these are the guys behind Zenescope Entertainment and the Grimm Fairy Tales. And I'm really excited to have you guys on because, John, you've been on a couple of other things besides prior to this that I'm sure our viewers will have known.
Well, I've been rocking Metalocalypse for the last 8 years now over on Adult Swim. I also co-directed the 4th season of Venture Brothers. I've done a few episodes of Marvel's Black Panther. I used to direct Upright Citizens Brigade. I've done a bunch of live action and animation, and now we're working on Grimm Fairy Tales, the animated series and feature film, and we're trying to raise the money through Kickstarter to make an R-rated anthology, Tales from the Crypt meets heavy metal, synergistic sano thing.
Sanity. It's crazy. From the video, we have to get a little preview of some of the characters you guys have created. This is you guys are on your 75th?
Well, it's this year is the 75th issue. Zenescope was founded in 2005 by Joe Bruscia and Ralph Tedesco. It's basically just exploded over the past 7 years. We have feature films moving forward. We have The Rock attached to star in one of our projects that we're moving forward with. So it's been exciting. It's been really exciting. But again, it's like, as we all know in film and even in television, things take time. Things cost money.
Right.
And, for us to be able to do the thing that we want to do and be able to bring the vision that we all believe in and John is bringing, it's difficult, because people tell you, oh, no, you can't do that. Oh, the audience doesn't want to see that. Oh, we can only get you X amount of dollars. And we're like, for X amount of dollars, we can do that. And we're not millionaires. Yeah. We are just trying to make shit happen.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so a lot of people don't understand like how television, especially animation, works. Like, say you have a 1-second shot, just a guy walking into a doorway and it's animated. Hey, what's going on? That's like almost 30 people are involved. Someone had to write it. Someone had to storyboard it. Someone had to cut that storyboard. Someone had to do the voiceover. Someone was an actor in that voiceover. Someone had to record the voiceover. Someone had to then take that voice and the storyboard and cut that together to make an animatic. Then a whole crew had to get background designers, prop designers, character designers. All that stuff has to get cut up and colored, and so that it can move and be animated.
There's a lot that goes to it. I mean,
and it costs money.
It all costs money. So when you break 1 second down, you're talking about 30 people. All those people are working for a full week. Times 4, that's a whole month. Times 5 months of production. That's why we're asking for like what some people are like 175,000. We're actually, our goal is to make 950,000 so we can actually make the entire feature film.
Right.
We'll be happy to get 175.
Prove. Yeah. We can be like, yo, this is awesome. This is going to be amazing. And prove everybody that says, oh, well, nobody wants to see this.
Well, the Grimm Fairy Tales are out in the world, and there's a couple different adaptations, variation. Can you give me 3 words that make why your version is unique and different than everything else right now?
Well, I mean, I think the first word is obviously it takes a much darker twist than anything you've ever seen before. I mean,
animated.
Animated. One word, animated. Okay, number 1, animated. No one's done this, no one's doing this, and no one's going to do this in the way that we're talking about doing it and going to do this. Because the thing is heavy metal, the different styles. We have amazing artists. We can't even talk about them right now, but we have amazing artists that we're bringing on board to this, and it's going to blow your mind. And
second word, anthology.
Anthology. Creeping, boom. And I think the other thing too is that, yes, with Grimm Fairy Tales and the zeitgeist, people can say, oh, this is a phase or a blip or this or that. Grimm has been around for how long? Stories have been around for how long? Mythology has been around for how long? People like these kinds of stories. They get to the core of human nature and humanity, and they're simple. They're uncomplicated type of stories.
Third word, awesome.
Awesome. Yeah. R-rated.
4th word, R-rated. Yeah. So that's the thing too, is like a lot of studios will not allow you to make an R-rated movie now.
Right.
Either it's a live action or animated. They just won't do it. And we want to tell stories without any kind of boundaries. So especially in this animated field, it's sort of like with Metalocalypse, we're always pushing the boundary. I mean, we've had so many easy scenarios and scenes that you end up just seeing Black Bart, and you can only see that when you buy the DVD.
Sure.
This will actually be online. When we get the entire feature film, people will be seeing this on whatever platform we end up using. But
now, what these Grimm Fairy Tales that you guys are doing are based in reality, is what you guys were saying. What is the merge of the two worlds? How does that kind of go together?
Well, I mean, basically, the Grimm Fairy Tales, as it started, was like, you know, taking these tales and kind of taking a modern day twist and then using the old fairy tale, the very dark version of that fairy tale, and kind of blending those two together. As the series has gone on, it's grown much bigger. The worlds have grown much bigger. The stories have grown much bigger. And basically have become a universe and a world unto themselves that have spawned multiple other comic books. I mean, we don't, at Zenescope, we don't only do the fairy tales, we have many other things going on. So again, it comes back down to, here is this modern world, you know, I guess, morality tales of this modern world that are then merged into the Grimm Fairy Tales, morality tales, and kind of bringing that and weaving it in and out. So
yeah, our modern day setting is like, that's going to be the wraparounds to our actual Grimm Fairy Tales. Will all be done in different styles. We're going to try rotoscoping, anime style. We have all these different conceptual artists, and a lot of artists that have never done anything in animation field that I'm bringing in, that I'm really excited about, and like having them do conceptual designs. We'll be announcing that probably next week. Plus, Ben had a big announcement with a lead actress that's going to blow everyone away. It's crazy stuff. Like next week is just going to be explosion time. So
guys, make sure you keep following these guys and stay up to date. Now, do you remember the very first Grimm Fairy Tale you ever saw or read? Do you remember? What
as a child?
As a child, or you know.
I would say Red Riding Hood, I think, was one of my first ones that I remember. I mean, I used to read all sorts of Italian fables. I read Celtic tales, Norwegian tales.
Was the one where the guy was inside the tree, and then the girl got put on the rack and her legs.
Wow.
Which one was that?
I think that's called Rumpelstiltskin.
Yeah, right. Rumpelstiltskin. Rumpelkilskin.
Rumpelkilskin.
It's a whole brand new level of craziness.
Do you guys have a favorite today, now that you guys have spent all this time with it? Is there one that you guys just have, you know, a special place in your heart for?
Are you saying out of our series or just in general?
I mean, it can be in general, but like I was going specifically out of your series since you guys have been focusing on those.
I like out of our series. I really like the Three Blind Mice one. I think that's a fun one. So if you haven't read the Three Blind Mice one, that's
I like from the Zenescope pack. I like the Little Mermaid. Because it's super dark, super twisted, and it'll be really fun to do animated, and it's not anything like the Disney one. If you saw the Disney one, ours is over here. Right. So it's like completely different.
Right.
So. Now, what gets you guys involved with Kickstarter? Is this your first Kickstarter project?
Totally.
Totally. Yeah. Okay. Well, what interested you in starting a project with them?
Well, I mean, I think really what it came down to was that we saw, you know, obviously the success of things like Double Fine and things like that said, okay, well, there is an ability. We don't have to feel bad about going and asking people for money. You know, we have amazing incentives we can be able to give to people.
Which I want to talk about a little bit later.
But I think really what it came down to is saying, hey, you know what? This is independent filmmaking, independent cinema at its finest. You know, back in the day, it was about financing films through pre-sales. Still happens, still goes forward. But now we're financing films through pre-sales to an audience, not to a distributor. This is us saying, do you want to see this? Oh, you do? Okay.
Yeah,
help us make it.
The most exciting part about it is like we're asking people who want to see this, as opposed to like there's no market testing. Obviously, like the people who are paying in want to see this.
Yeah.
Making selling shows, doing pilots. I mean, I'm finishing up a pilot right now for Spike TV, so I'm really excited about that.
Yeah.
We dig it. Looks like Con 2012 is going to have an announcement. But right now, it's like just like doing things like with trying to get money for feature films. It's really tough. It's real difficult.
Well, you know, you guys have raised $47,000 out of your goal so far, and do you know, I asked this to almost all the guests, but I just want to see what your take is on what makes a successful Kickstarter. What have you found has worked? What hasn't worked? What is...
I think, honestly, what we were very fortunate about was we launched it at a really good time. We launched it during WonderCon, so we had the ability to be at a convention with a fan base that we know wants to see this, and literally be able to hand out flyers. I ran a panel called Hollywood and Comics. John was on the panel with me. I had several other people, and one of the things that we did talk about on the panel itself, so we had a captive audience there. And we were fortunate. I mean, I know a lot of people aren't able to have those opportunities to do that, but we utilized all the opportunities we had to really get this going that first weekend and saw some really great. I mean, I think we made like 13 or 14,000 the first weekend alone, you know, and it's just really been staying on top of it, coming up with really unique and creative grassroots kind of ways. Yesterday today we launched another video where we have Brianna Evigan, who's in she's a Sorority Row. She's a big horror. She's doing a lot of horror stuff. Devil's Carnival, which comes out I think premieres next week with Darren Bousman, who directed Saw.
Yeah, that's another grassroots thing. Taking that throughout all the different cities, and so that's something that we really support and we're into.
Devil's Carnival, go check it out. But I mean, that again, it's like getting these exciting things, us being excited about it, because honestly, like, you can't sell something unless you care about it. I mean, that's really the bottom line. And we're excited about this. We believe in this. We can't wait to see this happen. And that's what gets us being like, we can sell this. Like,
this is like Comic-Con because it's so hot in here.
Well, plus you guys know from being in the comic book world, I'm sure you guys know the kind of things that would entice people to want to do. So you guys have a really great list of incentives. Let's talk about that. We don't have too much time left, but let's talk about that a little bit. What are some of your favorite incentives and things that you think people are going to enjoy?
Well, I mean, you know, some of the really cool ones, there's still, these ones are still open there. I know they're on the higher side, but there's for $10,000, you're an associate producer, you get to be a character, you get to voice a character drawn in, you get your artwork signed, you get to come to all the parties and the premiere and this and that, which is, you know, again, $10,000 is a lot, but you get amazing incentives for that $10,000.
Yeah, once we open up, like, once we've reached our goal of 175, we can open up more of the voiceovers. Because right now, it's like, that's just for the pilot, and those sold out.
Sold out like within a week.
A lot of people want to be voices in a cartoon. A lot of people want their likenesses in a cartoon. So as we keep going, and every 100,000, we're making another episode. We're able to open up those 5 more slots, those 3 more slots.
Slots? Is that kind of like a spot? Very similar?
It is.
It's
a splotty.
Oh, yeah, just making sure. We make sure they're getting their money.
Throw it splot.
Okay.
6 more slots gets you on our TV show.
Podcropolis. Watch Metalocalypse.
Yeah, Metapocalypse.
Metapocalypse.
That premieres April 29th.
April 29th.
I directed it. Check it out.
April 29th. And then on the comic book side, we have amazing comic books. We have toys. We have Grimmies. We have all sorts of things from, you know, from $30 range, which will get you the DVD, the Grimm Fairy Tales digital comic, all the way up to, you know, $350, which will get you like an entire box set and all the digital stuff. I mean, it's amazing.
Next week, I'll be announcing hand-drawn murder faces for very limited amount for
collectible,
so,
super collectible
to you. So that's going to be, we're going to launch that next week. And see how that goes. I mean, the main thing for us with the Kickstarter is, like, I know what I want to see when I watch an animated anything, or when I go to see a feature film. I have certain expectations. So that's what my whole approach with Zenescope is, like, reading their content. I mean, originally when I first saw it, you know, I wasn't a Zenescope person. Like, Ben was like, you got to read this stuff.
Yo, check it out.
You have a variant covers with the hot chicks. I get it. And he was like, no, they're really good. So I was like, all right. So in July last year, I checked it out and I actually read like 3 novels. I was like, it's really well written, and I instantly became a convert. I was like, plus it's got hot chicks.
Yeah,
so
plus.
Not only is it really cool, exciting, and awesome, it's like Tales from the Crypt, bizarre, weird, Grimm Fairy Tales, but it's really well written. So I was like, man, I can adapt that and make these different cool things. All this crazy stuff that I never got to do with Metalocalypse, like different animation styles, completely bonkers, crazy scenarios. So that's why I'm excited about it.
I mean,
that's why you got your bitch some money.
Excited.
Let's make this.
It seems like there is, I mean, just
low energy, high energy. Let's do it. Come on.
Let's do it. Yeah. Donate right now. Donate right now. Tell them they check it out. Website. Is there a Twitter account? Is there a website?
There is. Well, the Zenescope, at Zenescope. Follow the Zenescope website. Follow me on Comic Book Sunday. John is at Jon Schnepp.
And then, of course, you have the Kickstarter page.
Of course, the Kickstarter.
Check that out. But this is
Kickstarter.
This is
$1, $10, $100.
$10 get your name in the credits. How cool is that?
This will not be the last time you hear about this. I'm telling you right now. So be part of it. It's really great to have you guys on here. I hope the best of luck to you guys,
thanks,
and I'm looking forward to seeing how it all works out at the end. All right.
We forgot to talk about the music.
Oh, real quick thing. We're gonna do like an entire musical orchestra, but with metal dudes.
Yeah.
So
we're gonna have like bands.
Yeah,
this guy knows everybody.
It's like
in
all
metal.
the contacts that
rock and roll.
I've met through Metalocalypse and doing all these other productions. It's like I've been like slowly getting an incredible catalog of people, and we're just gonna score a picture and make this one of the most crazy.
It can be amazing music.
Metal orchestral scores you'll hear in a long time. It's gonna be exciting. I'm super excited about it.
Oh, if only had some like music to like take us out of this.
You know, if we don't make this, I'm making it in my mind. You can't stop me, but help me make it.
You're right.
And so so you can see it.
Guys, that's all the thing we have for today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We're here every Friday from 3 to 4 p.m. This is Kick In on the Podpocalypse channel here on tvoop.com. I'm Jonathan Sterritt. Follow me at John Sterritt, and I will see you later.
Prodcropolypse.
Pick-a-pocalypse. Pick-my-pocalypse.
Pick-my-pocalypse.
Cool, guys.
That was
Yeah,
awesome.
that was awesome.
What's that? Thanks.
Yeah.
Pick-my-pocalypse. Oh, I got a, I was like, what is this weird string attached?
Something tethered.
Cool.
Humans of Earth. Oh, wait.
Sorry.
Let's try it. You don't have to clap it again. All right.
Okay.
So let me. Human. Earthlings? What? No, wait. What should I say?
Peoples?
Peoples. Okay. What Zenescope Entertainment's Grimm Fairy Tales is the ultimate battle between good and evil. There's a lot of other Grimm Fairy Tale properties right now. There's a TV series, but no one's doing an animated series, and no one's doing it the way Zenescope has written their Grimm Fairy Tales comic books. So here we are at Titmouse. It's based in Hollywood, and we're gonna introduce you to the owner of Titmouse, Chris P.
Hey, what's going on, Schnepp?
Kickstarting it, yo.
We're kickstarting it?
Yeah.
Nice. All right.
The Grimm Fairy Tales, the animated series, is being done here at Titmouse. Chris, what can you say about Titmouse?
Well, it's a studio where we make cartoons. Right now, we're making a bunch of Adult Swim shows, Metalocalypse, Black Dynamite, China, Illinois, Venture Brothers, Super Jail. I don't know. That's enough, right?
Yeah.
Well, maybe it's not enough.
That's quite a lot. Wait a
Maybe
minute.
we're making Grimm Fairy Tales, too.
Man,
Uh-oh. It's a comic book series. Schnepp's going to direct it.
It's super awesome action, violence, craziness, man. Why don't we go to Zenescope offices and talk with Ralph and Joe?
Hey everyone, I'm Joe Bruscia, President and Chief Creative Officer of Zenescope Entertainment.
And I'm Ralph Tedesco, Editor-in-Chief and Vice President at Zenescope. We're here to tell you about our Grimm Fairy Tales animated Kickstarter project.
This is a project that we're really excited about. We think our fans are going to love this, and anybody who loves cool animation and fairy tales, they should love it as well. In our Grimm Fairy Tales universe, all of the fairy tales, fables, and legends are based on fact, and these good and evil fairy tale characters are battling against each other for control of the earth and of mankind. Grimm Fairy Tales is currently the longest running independent color comic being published today. This summer we're going to publish our 75th issue, and it's spawned numerous successful spin-off series.
The problem is the powers that be in Hollywood don't really think anybody wants to see our version of Grimm Fairy Tales.
We've been really close to setting this up with a couple different producers and studios, but for whatever reason it's always fallen through, and it's gotten really frustrating for us. So we just felt that this time it was perfect for Kickstarter and something that our fans could show that they want to see, and they could come in and support it.
So we're just hanging out with Ralph and Joe over at Zenescope offices in Pennsylvania. My favorite place in the world, Meltdown. Come on, let's go. This is the source material for our anthology, our animated series. Inside there, check this out. So we're going to be adapting these and doing different styles for each of the Grimm stories, and it's your chance to watch this come to life. With your pledge, we're going to be animating these. Hi. So this is where we're going to record all the actors and actresses for the Grimm Fairy Tales animated series. We're going to be doing web updates. Every time we record somebody, we're going to post a little behind-the-scenes documentary that's exclusive, only online, just for you guys. What we're doing right now is we're doing a lot of concept design, sketches, just trying to get the different looks that we're possibly going to use for the anthology series. What you're going to see are different drawings from a myriad of different episodes, possibilities that we're not even sure we're going to use yet, but we're trying a lot of different styles. We're trying a lot of different animation techniques. That's what we've been in right now. It's like early pre-biz, pre-pro, pre-production. When I first started directing Death Clock 8 years ago, I originally wanted to do different styles. For every episode, we were going to do a different music video with a different animated style. Budgetarily, we just couldn't do it. But nowadays, especially after building up so many different styles, working with Titmouse for all these years, we're ready to do an anthology that just will blow you away. There's a ton of Hollywood productions using the Grimm Fairy Tale stories, but they're not willing to make the badass version, our version. That's where you come in. Animation costs money. We have to pay for all the animators, we have to pay for the compositors, we have to pay for the layout, the storyboard, the editing, the animatics, the actors, the voiceover. It's a whole process. It takes a lot of money, it takes a lot of time, and that's why we're asking for your help so we can do this and do it right. Oh, hi there. I didn't see you. Just hanging out in Hollywood, checking out this Grimm Fairy Tales trade paperback collection. This is one of the reward incentives that you can have if you pledge to help us make this animated pilot. $10, you get your name in the credits. You're going to be one of the patrons of the animated series. And for $30, you get a PDF of the Grimm Fairy Tales trade paperback #1, plus a DVD of however many episodes we end up making. You get that. For $200, you get a Grimm Fairy Tales art book, signed by everybody.
For $2,500, you'll actually be drawn into the series, be an animated character actually in the episodes. You'll be right in this booth right here recording your dialogue for a part in the actual animated Grimm Fairy Tales series and feature film. If you pledge a certain amount, you'll get to hang out with us and we'll take you through the entire studio. You'll see some of the animation, the techniques that we do. Also, I'll make you a grilled cheese and some tomato soup for lunch. With your guys' pledges, we're going to make this animated pilot. The more money you pledge, the more episodes we'll actually be able to make until we reach our goal of making an animated feature film. We need your guys' support. Please help, please pledge. We'll give you amazing rewards, and you'll get an amazing film out of it.
Chirp.
I'm Miles Blockson with Kick In. Check us out on the Podpocalypse channel at tvoop.com every Friday at 3 p.m.